Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Right, it's another one that I picked up from Trembling Madness, and as I've said before, nearly all of them were beers that I'd not. All the breweries were pretty much new to me. There was only like a Pressure Drop that I'd reviewed a beer from, Colonel that I'd actually had one out of a pump before, and this one, as it happens. But this was actually a substitute for a beer. I ordered a Ukrainian beer, it was out of stock, so they substituted it for something similar and similar sort of price. And the one that I'm about to do, I've reviewed beers from them. So after telling you all that rubbish, let's get on with what we got. So we've got one from Brew York now, and this is a can of their Yorkshire Parky, and it is a Yorkshire Parkin milk stout, coming in at 5.4%. Look at that artwork. They do some great artwork, Brew York, on their cans. 440ml, £3.69 if I remember rightly. And I've done a little bit of research. I had an idea that a Yorkshire Parkin was a cake, but I've just been on Google, had a bit of a nosy, and apparently it's a Northern English sort of version of gingerbread. Difference is this contains oats, whereas gingerbread doesn't. And this is sort of like so I'm guessing it's going to be sort of like ginger in there. It's slightly spicy. The cake tends to be sort of sticky. So I'm expecting this to be maybe have a little bit of ginger in, maybe be a little bit spicy. Hopefully have quite a nice body in it, because I haven't looked, but I'm kind of guessing there may be oats in this. But yeah, let's stop waffling. Get it open, get it into a glass and see what we get. Come out the fridge about half hour ago, so it's probably still going to have a bit of a chill on it. I might have a quick nosy at the can just to see, you know, what sort of ingredients it's got in or whatever. So just have a quick nosy there, see if I can read anything. 4 out of 5 on fruity, 2 out of 5 on the hops, big malty notes, 5 out of 5 on malt, 2 out of 5 on bitterness. Mouthfeel is supposed to be 4 out of 5, and sweetness is 4 out of 5, so it's going to be big and malty, fruit, sweet, mouthfeel, all going to be quite high, and the hoppiness and the bitterness in there is going to be quite low. Beer in a glass. That is pretty much right at the very bottom. There is maybe a little bit of light coming through, but I would say that is pretty much jet black. A nice sort of, oh yeah, I've just swirled it, but we got about half a finger of tan compact head on it. I'm not seeing any sort of bubbles going up. The light's awful, but there's bound to be some there. But it looks decent. So let's dive in on the old nostrils and see what we get. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you get that spiciness. It's almost got a Christmas sort of feel to this. Ginger, spicy, sort of nutmeg maybe kind of thing going on. Cinnamon. That little bit of a sort of stouty aroma in the background. Malty. Dark fruits. There's quite a bit going on in there. Quite a bit going on. So, without it smells like a ginger biscuit, I would say. You get that ginger nuts. Remember the old ginger nuts? Yeah, so let's stop waffling. Dive in, give her a go. Cheers. Let's have a quick nosy. Is it going to say it's got lactose in? I would think. Jesus Christ, I ain't going to read them, am I? I ain't going to read them. Malts. Can't see the one. Malted oats, flaked oats. God knows. I can't read any of that. So let's just crack on. Right. I think that's got a decent body, 5.4%. It's certainly not weighing you down, but it's certainly got a good body there. You can feel the weight of it when you're drinking it. Carbonation's minimal, but is there enough bubbles in there just to make it interesting? Pretty smooth, pretty soft. Taste wise, I mean, I'm going to say it's not the sort of beer that I would expect to like, but I'm quite enjoying this, it's got to be said. So for me, yeah, big malty thing going on in there. For me, you're greeted with sort of the spices. There's almost, like I say, ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, that kind of thing going on. Behind that, you get a little bit of chocolate coming through, I think. Yeah, even at the front there's a little bit of sort of vanilla going on, slightly sweet. And this is now is where you're sort of getting that chocolate sort of feel to it, with a very gentle bitterness, maybe a little bit, a hint of coffee in there as well on the back. Yeah, it smells, well, it tastes like Christmas, really. It really has got like a very much Christmas feel about this beer, and very much cake. I mean, I've never had a Yorkshire parking, but this gives the impression of a cake as well, this beer. 5.4%, pardon me, isn't there because of that. It's sweeter, more sweeter than it is bitter. It's not sickly sweet, it's not overdone on the sweetness. Very much sort of cake sweetness, if you like, without being sickly, that sort of thing going on. Drinkable enough as well. Nice for a change. It's not something I would levitate to, because it's not personally my sort of, it's not the sort of taste thing that I would go for. Saying that, it is nice. I much prefer, like I said, I'll go back to that sort of Christmas cake sort of feel or Christmas sort of vibe about this. Left Noel and De Kirsch Christmas, slightly different, bit heavier sort of beers without that sweetness like that. This with that bit of sweetness and being that little bit lighter in ABV is probably the thing that just kind of, not puts me off, but I just think I need something to almost take away that sort of Christmas cake feel, if you like, to it, just to sort of tone it down, whereas that sort of cake thing in this is quite prominent. But overall, Brew York's Yorkshire Parky Yorkshire Parking Milk Stout is a decent beer. It does what it says on the tin, like a lot of these do. Yeah, there may be a little bit of novelty, but it does what it says on the tin. So yeah, if this is the sort of beer that you like, give it a go. It's well worth having a try, if nothing else. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to leave you in peace. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you again soon on another beer review. Cheers.